as you can. It is 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles, and it is Monday, May 20th, AD 2024, and I am live on Instagram, on Rumble, on YouTube, I do believe, yes, and other platforms. And we're going to have a fun Monday show. I wasn't here on Friday. I skipped Friday, guys. We had what I thought was an emergency. And so I skipped having my show. I was supposed to have a guest, so I owe an interview to my scheduled guest for Friday's show. Friday what was that? The 17th of May 2024 AD. It was going to be Matthew with one T, caught in the middle, Matthew, because he's kind of like not a right winger, but he's not a left winger, but he's getting more and more alienated by the left, and so we'll see what happens with him. And so I don't have him with me today either. We'll see what happens, okay? But I'm back, and we're going to have a fun show. We'll take your calls if you'd like to call in, 1-888-775-3773. And your super chats, I was remiss. I did not get to all of your I didn't get to any of your super chats from Friday. So you can go to buymeacoffee.com/thehake report or thehakereport.com, and you can see all the links to all the different ways to super chat. Some people still prefer Streamlabs or Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/thehakereport, or Rumble, or D-Live. What's up, D-Live crew? I thought you guys loved each other. I thought that the D-Live crew loved each other, but it turns out, no. It is not the kingdom of heaven on D-Live. I don't know why I thought so. Moderators and ex-moderators. Drama. It's wild. I hope to talk a little bit about this football player who, I don't know, he's getting denounced. And they're being all drama. Not because he's a simp, but because he's not a liberal simp. He's a Christian simp. Shout out. He's a kicker. White, Catholic. What a mess. He spoke at a graduation. It was from what I hear, it was like it was a pretty nice speech. He's trying to talk some sense into the ladies, showing love to the ladies. But no, you cannot love the ladies. You have to pander to them and pretend like they belong in the workforce and stuff, and they won't be more satisfied, most of them, being homemakers. What a mess. Terrible lies. But they want to hold on to their lies in misery and anger. Terrible. It's ridiculous. What else do I want to cover? Trump, based Our Greatest President Trump, a nice throwback, or two maybe, of Our Greatest President Trump from the 2016 days. Not what you may be thinking about. Trump and Mike Tyson. Okay, so this is all really dating back to, when did Tyson go to prison? Right around that time. For the R word. And I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Trump stood by him on that. Our greatest president. And before he was president. And Trump versus the Pope. We revisited Trump versus the Pope a little bit on the Jesse Lee Peterson show today. So I hope to cover that a little bit as well. So, and some other things, okay? So all that, hopefully, and your calls, guys, if you'd like to call in. But anyway, let's get right on with the show!
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Hey guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
So, how you guys doing? I am fine. Let me open up my X. Did you know I stream on X, twitter.com/The Hake Report. Nice. And what's up, Instagram crew? Anybody over there? I want the lyrics to this song, says Wolf336. And Terry in the chat keeps on saying, Hake, I like you're swimming in that large. Referring to my t-shirt, because I always call attention to my t-shirt. This is, I think, 100% cotton. It is like a tan, light tan color. And then later she said it's an extra large. She wants me to wear a, many people think I should dress up. I think it's a medium, actually. Believe it or not. This is how a medium should fit, my opinion. It's how a medium should fit. But it's a pocket tee. So Artie Art, I have to keep away from Artie Art, protect myself, because Art is one of my callers. He's a bully, and he may act like he's going to rip out my pocket tee. Nice. Nice. Yes, Esoteric, you doing fine as I can do on a Monday? Everybody loves Mondays, don't we? We all love Mondays, if we love anybody or anything. And Rika, Frederick, accuses me of being in touch with my feminine side because I showed a happy, smiley, pink octopus over here on my handy-dandy desk table thing. I'm turning it back to turquoise. Nice. So before I get to calls, let me tell you guys, do a little preaching, right? So something that I've noticed, those of you who listen on audio podcast, you may be aware, based on how I talk on the Hake Report, that part of my show has to do with interacting with the chat, the live chat that happens on these live video feeds, primarily on YouTube. Yes, Hake streams on YouTube at this point, and I would like to keep it that way because that gets more viewers. Okay, people on Rumble, people who are on Rumble already knew about Hake. They didn't just stumble upon Hake. Sometimes. Occasionally I'll get a caller. Hake streams on Twitch. But in the chat, in the live chat, D-Live sometimes, Rumble even, I like to have moderators to keep things orderly. Orderly. Order in the snake pit. Order in the court. And sometimes the moderators go overboard. They censor more than I would. They censor more than American Anchor Baby would. Another host here on the JLP radio network. And that's okay. We kind of leave it up to their discretion. Some of you guys don't like the Joel Friday TV. Has females as moderators. It's not a position of leadership necessarily. It's just a responsibility that if you're in there and you see something awry or amiss, you delete it. Or you time the person out if they're overboard. If it's too graphic, too vulgar, too messy, pushing like gossip or slander. I guess it would be called libel since it's written. The live chat is written. If it's something overly S-wordule. Yes, this is live, Dijon Paul. So that's the purpose of the moderators, just to delete stuff. And some of you guys can't post links unless you're moderators. I guess on YouTube, you can't. We have it set so you can't post links unless you're a moderator. So they post links. The best ones, the best moderators post links of the Hake Report, of Joel Friday TV, the Silent Prayer, Jesse Lee Peterson stuff, the Fallen State, Church with Jesse Lee Peterson, Silent Prayer, Nick, the American Anchor Baby, the alternative platforms, social medias, stuff like that. Well, I mod people, meaning I turn them into moderators, and I do it on a whim. I see them, they don't seem to be too messy. I don't watch the chat very closely, but I watch it a little bit. They don't seem to be messy. They don't seem to be on a self-promotion kick. They don't seem to be haters or overly excited, I mod them. But then sometimes, every now and then, I will unmod them. Sometimes also on a whim. Oh, they seem to be, I don't know, there's some type of conflict. They're not supposed to be having conflict with the people. Be objective. Don't fight with the mods, but mods don't fight with the plebs. I call you guys plebs who are not moderators. Don't fight. But sometimes people can't help it. Everybody's a beta, right? And it's not when I demod somebody, it's not personal. It's just, I don't trust you to be a moderator at this time, or else I deem it the best thing for now. And then they take it personally, and they like start to turn on you. They start to push all kinds of mess. It's a mess. And this happens over and over and over again over the years. Because from my perspective, I mod you guys. I like you guys. I like the non-mods too. I like the plebs. I don't know what pleb means. Pleb is short for something. Commoners. Yeah, commoners. I don't think of it as anything. But I guess some people in the chat, this is a big part of your life, and I'm not really considering that. I'm just trying to keep things orderly. Trust no one, Hake. No man is good, says Rika. And some people, you know, I joke around, oh, gas the mods. Even though I'm a mod. I'm an anti-mod mod. Just like American Anchor Baby is anti-Anchor Baby, Anchor Baby. Plebeian? Yes. But a lot of people it becomes part of their identity. Becomes a point of pride. And if you take it away from them, they'll turn on the person whom they seemed to be so faithful to. What a mess. This is my 12 to 2 p.m. job, Monday through Friday, says Esoteric. Yeah, and the mods aren't compensated or anything. Only with ego praise, if we praise them ever. So I say, I've been banned from different chats before on different platforms. I've been suspended when I didn't think it was just. So I get feeling censored, feeling the ego pain of being censored. Don't get drunk on power, says David. Yeah. Plebs who get censored, don't take it personally. I get that it's a pain. It's like a big part of the fun in being in the of these shows is the live chat for you guys. So you guys don't even like come here to listen to Hake. You just come in to interact with the live chat, which I appreciate. Hey, it helps. It helps. But my thing is, don't take it personally, whether you're a mod or you're a pleb or you're demodded or whatever. It's not meant personally, and even if it's meant personally, don't take it personally. We're supposed to be Christians, or men, or ladies. So be a lady, or be a man, or even be a Christian. I was a mod. I modded no one. Who cares? Yeah. It's not important. So just a little heads up for the mods, the plebs, and everybody. You're getting caught up in something that doesn't matter. Eyes on self. Brian in California is on the line here. You can call in 1-888-775-3773. Brian in California, it's good to hear from you. Again, how are you doing, man?
Hey, James, I'm good. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
I am fine. Heck yeah, man. Cool. I want to touch up real quick about like this MeToo movement and all that mess. Just like I noticed, like it's cool to like be a victim now, and like even like in a lot of YouTube comments and stuff, like you always see the people like, "Hello, victim here, survivor of abuse," and like you know what I mean. And then like now they're it's like then everybody jumps on that bandwagon, and as soon as like they accuse somebody of it, like they did to Bill Cosby, they're trying to do with Trump and Sloppy Daniels right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Totally.
And
everybody's a victim, and even the whites and men are becoming victims. It's terrible.
yeah, man, I know.
It's contagious. It's terrible.
Yeah, man. Shoot, I had another point too, but I forget what I was going to say. I get stage fright because, like, I know there's a lot of people listening to me right now.
That's funny.
So.
Don't let it get into your head. It's just yeah. It's.
But everybody. Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
You got a good audience, so like, you know, everybody's on the same page pretty much too. So that's cool. But,
that's what you think.
Yeah,
I just spent 10 minutes talking about the snake pit. There are a bunch of snakes.
I know. That's hilarious.
But they're nice snakes, and you know, allow people to be snakes, and don't be concerned about being judged by your fellow man.
Yeah, you're right. That's true, man. Yeah, you and JLP, when I discovered you guys back in like 2020, yeah, I just couldn't believe it, man, because you guys are like based and on point with everything, and it was right around the time I like started like taking Christianity like more seriously, because like a lot of like so-called Christians, they've become weak now and like accepting like the LGBT mess and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so it's cool. Like I absolutely love the Hake group. If we love anybody, we love the Hake report.
That's kind, man. I appreciate it. Yeah. Were you raised Christian?
I was. I didn't take it seriously.
Same.
You know what I mean? And then I was kind of like a proud Christian. Like I thought I was like Mr. Bible. You know what I mean? I just had the wrong outlook on it.
Yeah.
And I kind of turned myself away over a little bit of time. And then I started getting back more. Once, you know what happened was all the like, when Trump got elected, and I didn't like Trump at first because I didn't know anything about him. I just knew he was like a celebrity. And when they started like trashing him and like how hard they came after him, and then like the George Floyd riots and all that stuff is what woke me up really to like start, you know, like listening to other people's point of view on YouTube. That's how I found you in JLP. And yeah, that's what really woke me up to all of this, man.
Isn't that interesting how different politicians and stuff going on in the world can either awaken you or lull you to sleep, and both times you think that you're becoming awakened, but
I know.
Like there's a lot of people who get awakened to black violent crime or awakened to being quote unquote woke racism, and neither of them are really awake just based on factual information about stuff that's going on in the world that may or may not be going on in the world. But I tell the story all the time about how American Anchor Baby says he was an atheist basically because of a girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then he saw how the evil attacks on Trump, and he's like, wow, evil is real. The devil is real. That means God must be real. And so, Trump, a man shining the light, has... the
Great White Hope.
Yeah, has exposed the devils and helped awaken people. He's also... a lot of people have used him as like a cult leader and like stayed asleep and just started being excited about him. But there are people who are snapping out of their slumber and becoming thinking for themselves, if you will. It's nice to see.
And a lot of people too are probably seeing like the ridiculous that they're still putting him through. It's obvious election interference.
Yeah, and they accuse him of election interference. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, they do. They do to others what they do to themselves. What they really, you know what I'm saying? What they do, they blame others for doing.
I have a question from the snake pit.
Okay.
Frederica asks, how seriously do you take Christianity today? Are you waiting for marriage for the S word to have sex?
Yeah, I try to. I stopped, and I deleted like my Tinder profiles and all that.
Nice.
I did all that like years ago. I have a child out of wedlock. He's 4, and you know, obviously, like his mother, she wouldn't obey me and stuff, so I had to. She wasn't, you know, I had to leave her.
You were married. You were married to her. Oh yeah, it was out of wedlock. Did you ever marry her?
No,
Okay.
no, never.
Yeah.
But we had the child out of wedlock, and I had to explain to him that I'm not leaving him. I love you to death. I'm not leaving you. I'm leaving your mom. And,
Yeah.
yeah, so it's cool. I mean, I FaceTime him and stuff every couple days, and I get to see him like once a month. So it's cool until I can finally, you know, I'm trying to get him to come live with me, but that's a battle for another day.
Yeah.
But, what was I saying though? Oh yeah, so like I had the child out of wedlock, and after that, I just kind of I just stopped like even dating and like
Good.
all that stuff. And I mean, I was never really like big into that kind of thing anyway. I've only had like 5 or 6 like real girlfriends in my whole life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I mean, it's pretty easy to leave behind once you come to a point in your life where you realize, like, you know, if the right girl comes along, then that's fine. But I could do without one too. Like being single is not bad at all. Like,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't have to worry about drama and nonsense. Basically, JLP actually helped me figure this out too. Is if a girl doesn't show that she thinks she has to obey you and like doesn't follow that kind of, you know what I mean, then that's true. Why would you want a girl that's not going to obey you? Like,
yeah, in fact, you're doing her a disservice if you continue to date her, deluding yourself into thinking that she'll start to obey you, because then you're wasting her time and lulling her into like a sleep, because she thinks that, oh, this guy's going to get with me and stay with me and I don't have to change. So if you drop her, that's the shock she needs, maybe. You're giving her a better chance to snap out of it. But you're also protecting yourself and your son. Because you don't really need to be, you just need to be a father and on your own. Since you already had your son, and it didn't work out with his mother.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's kind of like divorce and remarriage if you were to get with somebody else, in my mind. The Christian, you know, because I was raised Christian like you. And I didn't take it seriously, but I never had. I started to take it more seriously in like high school, college, or so I thought. But I turned kind of, you know, it was just, I turned kind of weird. I started wanting my friends to be saved and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, I was in hell.
Man. I felt that same exact trap.
Yeah. But it's interesting, the ego feeding, because men and women don't really love each other. It's so true that they don't really love each other. They're just, and even the world acknowledges this. The world acknowledges that all you love is how they make you feel. And that's not love. That's kind of like the Mexicans come in here, I love America. But no, you just like the opportunities. It's not like you have a loyalty.
America, but they bring their mess with them. They bring their Mexican pride and all that mess with them.
Yep. No real love. Nice, man.
Yeah, no.
Well, great call. Great talking with you, Brian. Appreciate your call. Call me again.
I definitely will, man. Hey, maybe you can make me a moderator for the Snake Pit one of these days.
Send me an email. I don't tend to moderate. I don't tend to add anybody as a moderator who asks, though. I just do it as led by the Spirit. I'm not saying it's the Spirit of God that leads me, but just led as the proverbial Spirit leads. I do it kind of off the cuff. But right on, man.
Awesome. Right on, man. All right, man. Do a good show. I'm going to listen to the rest of it.
Okay. Take care.
All right, buddy. Talk soon. Bye.
Ramon in California on the line. Ramon, am I pronouncing your name correctly? Or Raymond? Are you there?
Either one is fine.
Oh, okay. How do you call it, out of curiosity? unless you don't want to
I mean,
dox.
I prefer Ramon, but I don't like correcting people because it's not a big deal. And also, like, in the back of my mind, like, Raymond is like the English version. We
Yeah.
are in an English-speaking country.
That's funny, man. That's cool.
Like, I do prefer Ramon, but, you know, like, it's whatever you want.
Cool, man. I understand. I gotcha. So what's up?
Dude, I had a friend one time, or like not a friend, like an acquaintance. He would call me like ramen. And
Oh,
that did
no.
hurt me.
Would that bother you, did
Yeah.
you say?
I mean, yeah, because that's like a food item.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even like the letter O is not in there.
Wait, the letter
But I
O.
digress.
Ramen. Oh, yeah, Ramen. There is no the letter O in ramen. That's true.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
if you see Ramon, like, it makes sense in my mind if you think Raymond, like,
Yeah.
because it's the A-O, like, you're just pronouncing it differently than, like, the way Spanish would have.
Yep. I had a Mexican friend who had a coworker. Actually, they were all coworkers of mine, and they were like really Mexican, like Spanish speaker Mexican, and some of them were other cultures too. But his name was Ramon. He had this like long hair. He was like American Indian, but also Mexican, and he would call him Raymond, Raymond, and it sounded kind of cool hearing a Mexican say Raymond. But anyway, man. It's good to hear from you. First time caller? Have you gotten on air before on the Hake Report?
First time was like 2 years ago.
Okay, nice. Thanks for calling back.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a question. Actually, I don't want to like keep going on the tangent, but it's funny because like I had a teacher named like Raymond, but he had like the Y and the D in the name.
Right.
But like he was, I think he went to high school like in the 80s, you know, like in SoCal. And like he told me like some Mexicans would still pronounce it like Ramon, even though that's like objectively grammatically incorrect, even in Spanish. Because
Right.
like, there's a Y and D in that.
Yeah.
Just thought it was kind of funny.
They would call well, how would it be pronounced in Spanish? Raimond? Something like that?
Probably, yeah.
That's pretty funny, man.
Yeah. I wanted to ask, I just found out, like, that both, like, Trump and Biden are older than George W. Bush and Bill Clinton. Just want to know if you had any thoughts on that.
You know what? Yeah, I sort of do. Trump posted it on Truth Social just the other day, insisting that Biden is not too old to be president. You know, because the mainstream media talks about, oh, there's conversations about both his age, about Biden's age, and about Trump's age, right? Because they're both pretty old, like you just pointed out. Older than, did you say older than Ronald Reagan, too?
The Clinton and George W. Bush.
Okay. Clinton and George W. Bush were, well, Clinton, I think, was on the younger side when he came into office. I could be wrong about that. George W. Bush, I didn't think of him as old at all. But yeah, Trump is definitely on the older side. Biden's definitely on the older side. He may be the oldest ever. I could be wrong. But to me, it is more than just age, because you can be a healthy 80-year-old, let's say, or a healthy late 70s something guy. Like JLP is what? I think he's in his 70s. And he's fit and energetic, and his mind is there. Whereas Biden is slim, but he's falls and gets back up. I like that about him. He can fall, but he gets back up. A lot of people don't survive falls, you know, like they break hips and hurt themselves and stuff. Some people, their health declines after a fall because they can, you know, they break something, they catch pneumonia, and then they eventually die. But his mind is just, he just doesn't seem like the same person he was even several years ago. So he seems to be on decline. So it's not so much the age thing that bothers me. And I like older people. And older people are wiser oftentimes. But they got to be competent. They got to be with it. and healthy and durable, which I do see Trump as healthy and durable. Some people say, oh, Trump is on decline too. If he is, that may be, I don't know. But it's night and day between him and Biden in terms of their being all there, you know? Or mostly there.
I think the Biden thing is a facade because he tries to present himself as like this nice grandpa, but there's like allegations that in private, like he curses a lot at his aides and stuff.
That's right, he does cuss. Like he's on camera cussing at people. Yeah, he is kind of an angry guy. Well, that's what nice people are.
He's probably a lot more like energetic, like in private, but it's just that energy is like angry.
Yeah.
I suspect that, like, but again, I don't have evidence.
Right. No, I think that there's some truth to that. I think we've seen glimpses of that. He's like, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. You know, he's said that to different people who've confronted him over things. He's an aggressive, angry guy. You're right. He does pretend like he's this endearing, loving person, when in fact Trump is the loving, endearing person, and Biden is a angry liar, a phony politician. And who knows? Trump cusses loud, says Chris, one of the Chris's in the chat. He does. Trump cusses, but he cusses not so much at people. He just cusses in a speech about something that's bogus speech. Bogus speech. He's calling out evil. Whereas Biden is being defensive and egotistical, protecting his ego. That's how I see it. What do you think about the age thing and all that?
I think I agree with you. Like mentally, like they seem fine. I don't know about Biden. If it's true that he's angry in private, he's probably like mentally fine. Not like, you know, like he has he has anger in his spirit, but like he's like still conscious. But I still think about like the physical side of things, where like, have you ever seen like those like movies where the White House gets attacked? What is it? White House Down?
I haven't seen that one, but I have, and I don't know if it's called that either, but I have seen like, what, Independence Day or something like that, where the aliens blow up the White House or something. I don't know if that actually happened. Yeah.
I mean, these are just like movies. I'm just thinking like, all right, what if we could get like attacked? Like, are these guys going to be able to sprint to safety, or are they going to get like shot?
Right. Interesting question. I feel like Biden's not even important because he's not even, my conspiracy theory, which I think my theory is that he's not actually even running the show. It's his handlers making the decisions, whoever his handlers are. Because it's basically the Obama administration. If you look at the people in his administration, a whole lot of them are Obama people. Holdovers, if you will, or returners, because Trump might not have kept all of them. They're back in the Obama administration is back in the White House. And so I don't even think of him as, I don't even think it would be that consequential if he were to be incapacitated in some form, because he's not directing the country. He's being directed and he's following orders.
Well, that kind of reminds me of like these theories going around where like they were going to use that amendment and say he was mentally unfit.
Right.
Like Kamala Harris.
Yeah, the 25th Amendment.
That probably would have been better, honestly.
I don't know about that.
Like, not like, you know, even if you don't agree with the policy, like Kamala would have been like Obama, or she would have been more efficiently implementing those policies. Or like Biden just kind of shoots himself in the foot.
Oh, because of the stuff that he says, the stuff that comes out of Biden's mouth. I don't know, man. I don't know how
I think Kamala's more charismatic.
You think so? I think Biden is more likable than Kamala in that he actually like won the primary among the Democrats, and wasn't Kamala in like last place or polling very, very low? Like nobody really likes her. I don't think, is the impression that I get. But I don't think that there would be any difference.
Talk to like any crowd.
Say again?
Or it's like, because she's like mixed race, right? Like,
yeah.
Black and Indian, Asian. So like she knows how to like navigate like the different like crowds of people, or like she knows how to talk to Black people, or she knows how to talk to like the Asian community.
You think so?
Like
she
something
seems
like
to
that.
talk to
It's
us like we're children. She's like, okay, Ukraine is a country, and Russia invaded another country, and so she talks like she's giving like a simple point. Well, I've never really sat and listened to an entire point that she's made. I just hear the little snippets, and she seems like she's condescending and phony. And fake simple. You know how people have some
like
simple wisdom?
Well, she's like a school teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you'd be surprised. I think a lot of people would find that. Sorry, I got like mucus. I think a lot of people would find that endearing.
Maybe. I kind of find her endearing, honestly.
Oh, see, it worked on you.
Yeah, it worked. And when I say Obama administration, I don't even really blame Obama for it, because I don't even think he was, maybe he's smart, but it's a whole culture of the people around him. These people are mean, nasty, vindictive, anti-white, pro-LGBT, anti-racist, which is anti-white, which is what I meant, people. And so I think the Democrats today are maybe the worst that they've ever been.
Well, I mean, the way you put it, they're like a machine, which they are, or like every part's like replaceable.
Yeah. Yep.
Republicans
exactly.
are still like the party, like the Republicans are still like the party of like the individual, like, I don't mean like individualism, right? I just mean like, what's that expression? They play your cards on your chest? I feel like I got the expression wrong.
They play their cards close to their chest? Meaning they don't show their cards?
Like they reveal themselves.
Oh.
Or at least like their policy, like the policy they want to implement.
Oh, they show their cards.
Yeah.
Who shows their cards? Republicans or Democrats?
Republicans, like they reveal what policies they want to implement. Or like Democrats, like, you know, like they have like, not like conspiracy theory, cabal, whatever, but like Democrats will like put forward a policy, but really like the end outcome they want out of that policy, they don't like reveal to the public.
Yeah. Interesting point. I think there's a lot of truth to that. Well, for example, Obama going into office before he was even elected, he was pretending like he was for traditional marriage. And all the Democrats pretended, oh, I'm for traditional marriage. I just believe that gays should have their rights. And then later they come out in favor of so-called same-sex marriage. This happened like 10 years ago or 15 years ago or less. And then come to find out, when the time is right, when they've successfully indoctrinated much of the public, enough of the public, they come mask off in favor of so-called same-sex marriage. And there's many things like that. They don't really show their cards because they're trying to deceive people. I think that there is some lies among the Republicans too, though, because they pretend like they're for the borders. They pretend like they're for God and family. But when it comes down to it, they kiss up to so-called single mothers, and they kiss up to the illegals and the fake idea of racism and all that stuff. There's no God in that. There's no country in that, or borders. It's a mess. Nice, man.
That's because like the politics in America are just getting pushed like more and more left. So
yeah,
they're still conservative, but they're still conservative because the center has been pushed to left now.
True.
Yeah, that's about it that I wanted to say.
Well, it's great hearing from you. Call me again, Ramon in California. Take care, man.
Yeah, take care, Hake. God bless.
You too. Bye. Okay, before I get back to calls, I will get back to your calls, guys. Let's talk about this Butker guy. Butker. I told you guys about this kicker, what was it, last week or 2 weeks ago? And he's a Catholic man, for a kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. A kicker is not like a real football player. He's basically a soccer player who can kick straight, and they need people to be able to kick straight to kick field goals, is what I understand. And this kicker, let's see. This kicker went and did a graduation speech. He's Catholic, right? A graduation speech. Let's see. Oh, man. Hold on. In which he was like, Harrison Butker, according to the far left females at the skim last Wednesday, who's not scoring any points? Because you need to score points with the ladies. Kansas City Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker, 28-year-old white Catholic, married father of 2, born in 1995. Look at him. Clean-shaven neck. Big beard. I like how he didn't shave underneath his, all tight underneath his jawline. A lot of people shave all tight underneath their jawline because they hardly have a jawline, and it just doesn't look right. But shout out to the people who shave like that. I've seen you guys. Shout out to the people in the chat. His graduation speech at Benedictine College, not this past weekend, but the weekend before last, faced growing backlash, and I saw story after story after story. The city of Kansas City, look at this, Fox News, faux news, apologized after doxing. They doxed him? How did they dox him? And Fox News spells it with 1 X. Doxing is when you show their personal information more than you should. The Kansas City Chiefs' Harrison Butker, B-U-T-K-E-R, following a faith-based commencement speech. Commencement is graduation. I don't know why they call it commencement. I disavow that. During his address at the Catholic College, report the far-left females at the skim, Butker said women have been told, quote, diabolical lies, unquote, which is a fact. They've been told terrible lies. I've told you guys that many times. Oh, get your career. Oh, get educated. Excuse me. Oh, get your birth control. Oh, wait to have kids until you're like almost, pardon me, ladies, but dried up. He called the LGBTQIA+ pride a deadly sin. Pride is a deadly sin. Wasn't that the sin of Satan that made him fall? When he was Lucifer, he had pride, and then he fell and became Satan. According to my understanding of what I was told from what the Bible said, Lucifer, the angel of light, he did music and all that stuff, and he became prideful and got some angels to follow him, and then they fell from heaven, according to the story. And that pride, false pride and a false identity of LGBTQIA+ mess. It is this, the pride part is the sin. And they're encouraged to be proud of it. That's another diabolical lie against the gays and the transgenders and non-binaries and whatever else. The stuff that they think that they are. And these women, too, told diabolical lies. He's telling the truth and showing love to these people. And then he said abortion and surrogacy stem from the pervasiveness of disorder, which is obviously true. Abortion, killing the baby in the womb, that's disorder. Comes from disorder. Having S-word out-of-wedlock sex. Or living in fear. Oh, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this baby. It's inconvenient to me. Or, oh, it may affect my future. My future, women, pregnancy is tough on a woman, right? And so they want to avoid that toughness. And there are threats to their lives, threats to their health, threats to their ability to have children in the future. So they cave and listen to the devil and listen to fear. And so they get the abortion. And the abortion is not without consequence. Killing the baby, right? And taking it out before time. Some people say that there is an ABC link. And then now they say that's debunked. But I don't necessarily buy that it's debunked, but I disavow it just for the sake of my channel, because You're not allowed to speculate about such things. ABC, abortion, and this certain type of cancer, breast cancer. But they say that it's not real, that there is no link. But it's better to have a child at a younger age, of childbearing age, than get pregnant and your body starts to get ready for that baby, and then you cut that thing out, and then you wait and have a baby later in life. I think that that's what increases the risk with the breast cancer thing. Anyway, many are reportedly calling him for him to be kicked out of the Chiefs. And so Kansas City doxed him. What else is going on? An NFL quarterback's wife knocked Harrison Butker's divisive commencement speech, said the far left, The Hill. The Hill is supposedly a conservative outlet. Just kind of cycle through these. Hassan is showing you guys these different headlines that I came across. Because story after story showing me this Catholic man's. I don't know who this is or what that is. I wonder if that's the NFL quarterback's wife knocking his supposedly divisive speech. And I don't have the speech for you, but I told you a couple of details about it. I saw on another Catholic man's podcast, a little clip on Instagram. He breaks down saying, you women, a lot of you women who are graduating have been told diabolical lies. You may be excited about what position you may attain, your degree that you've just gained, all that stuff. But I know what a lot of you guys are really excited about, what my wife is really excited about, this man says, what she's really fulfilled by on the worldly sense of what you're doing is being a homemaker. My wife is educated, I think he said, but she loves being a mother, a wife. And he almost breaks down. I'm like, you simp. This is what they're mad about? Well, this is a portion of it, right? Because he said a whole lot of stuff. Basically, he said what this other Catholic host said was that he loves his wife. Or he's breaking down emotional about his wife, right? If anything, he should be called a simp. NBC News, students speak. So some woman who has nothing to do with anything knocked his divisive commencement speech, basically just for being Christian. Students speak out on Harrison Butker's uncomfortable commencement speech, says NBC News. Uncomfortable. Nice hair. What a Chad, huh? The far left, Molly Hemingway called out The Hill on another headline that they had, or put out on X, on Twitter. Molly Hemingway is a Trump supporting gal. She said to the far left, The Hill, "You're liars. He didn't say that." What didn't he say? What didn't he say? The Hill claims that he said that women belong in the kitchen. Their rightful place is in the kitchen. I don't know if he said their rightful places in the kitchen, but she says that he didn't say that. What he actually said was great. Well, it would have been great if he said their rightful places in the kitchen. Nothing wrong with saying their rightful places in the kitchen, many of them. Fox News anchor Laura Ingraham backed Kansas City Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker after he said controversial, which means halfway reasonable, always, college graduation speech. "This is an outright lie," says somebody in response. He did not say their rightful places in the kitchen. He said nothing like this. Retract this completely lying headline. Losers, says Molly Hemingway. Terrible. Show the thing. Oh, he points up to God. He's one of those kickers who points up to God. You the man, God. The big man upstairs. The NFL themselves, according to AF Post, issued a statement condemning the Chiefs player. Show this last one. His speech against homosexuality, abortion, and women in the workplace. At a Catholic college, Mind your business, evil mainstream media and evil, hate-filled feminists. Am I right or am I right? Bible says women should be busy in the home. Yeah, they're homemakers. I remember I went to homemaking class. It used to be men went to shop, wood shop or machine shop, and then the young ladies went to homemaking. But in the 90s, in the mid-90s, it was so feminist that they made both women and men do homemaking, or they called it home economics. Home economics and shop. Half a year of shop, so you barely learn anything, and then half a year of homemaking, so you barely learn or retain anything. They made me sew a football thing. So I sewed a football. Shaking my head. Look at him, and he's standing with his hand over his heart because he's not one of those kneelers who kisses up to the blacks with this fake racism thing. In Kansas. So you're not allowed to be Christian from the commie capitalists, the evil NFL, pro-feminists. They make their players wear pink, or they encourage their players to wear pink for the pro-abortion Susan G. Komen for the cure or whatever. Breast cancer stuff, breast cancer awareness. Because a whole lot of blacks, their mothers a lot of them get breast cancer and stuff. I think blacks disproportionately get breast cancer, right? Black women. And they think it's a good thing to promote abortion because Susan G. Komen for the cure get breast cancer. Promote abortion. Evil. Commie capitalists. Against Christians. So sick. They freak out over nothing. And what he said was so soft and weak. Well, I don't know. The portion that I saw was soft and weak. And nice. Too nice, if anything. But right on based Kansas City Chiefs kicker. It's a mess. Don't fall for it. And they love, last quick point, they love to hate, and then they want to encourage the Christians or provoke the Christians to hate them back, these hate-filled haters. Because he was nice, right? No hatred, except for the fact that it was emotional. I guess you could call that hatred. But now they're just fighting and hating one another. The Christians, or the sensible people who know that women are different from men. They know that it's a setup, that the LGBT stuff is a terrible lie, deception. And the abortion is killing the babies in the womb. And pretend that that's divisive. But then Biden went to some black college and kissed up to the blacks and the pro-Palestinian people and pretended like we believe in democracy. Give me a break. Phony Joe. Evil Joe. Don't take the bait to hate these hate-filled people. It's terrible. Lynn in Illinois is on the line here. I got to get to at least one call before the break here. Lynn in Illinois, how you doing?
How are you doing there, Hank?
Doing well. Hey, long time no here.
Yeah, it's been doing a lot of work. So the question I would like to...
how do I spell your name again? I forget.
Say again?
How do I spell your name again? It's been so long.
L-E-N?
L-E-N.
Yeah.
Len. I've been spelling it wrong this whole time then.
I guess so, yeah.
Because you've been calling me for years.
Yeah.
Nice. L-E-N. Not L-I-N?
Pretty much I'll answer it either way. I mean,
No.
most people, they tell me.
No. We spell it right. I like to spell it right. It's good to hear from you, man.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, go ahead. Welcome back.
The question I would like your professional opinion on would be, and I've asked it to many liberals, and it is, what would the United States be like if it were ran exclusively by blacks? I know, for one, we would not have joined or won World War II, that's for sure.
We wouldn't have joined World War II?
Nope.
Really? So maybe we'd be better off. Base blacks. No, I don't know. Interesting. Yeah, we definitely wouldn't have won it.
Nope.
I don't know. It's a mind-boggling thought to ponder the notion of blacks running America. At what point would they have taken over in this scenario?
I would say some point after Reconstruction. Let's elect every black person available.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah. We would be. Well, I think that we would be full-blown communists.
Full-blown communist?
Yeah.
Or
yep. Go ahead.
Or full-blown Balkan, the Balkans, or South Africa, one of those two.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. We would be very divided. I don't know. There would be a whole lot more incompetence, because we're kind of seeing what happens when blacks take over these different areas.
I think we would be worse than Zimbabwe. We would have a $1 trillion banknote out there.
Really? What's a $1 trillion banknote? What's that mean?
Like a $1 trillion bill.
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
Zimbabwe has.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Zimbabwe has a $1 trillion bill, or the trillion of the Zimbabwe dollar bill?
Yeah.
Because their inflation is so out of control?
So out of control, yes.
Wow.
It's a miracle that there's still a country over there.
And Zimbabwe, was that the one that was once Rhodesia?
Yes. Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, they kicked the whites out, and then they had their own civil conflicts going on between the different blacks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not as if it's kind of like the American Indians. They didn't get along with each other among the tribes. They weren't such peaceful people, many of them.
No.
And they were not functional. So same thing with this mess.
Well, unfortunately, for those countries and for the Native Americans, having the white man there is just a distraction for them to stop fighting themselves. But once the white man is gone, they go back to fighting each other, raiding, pillaging, craziness. Yeah.
Wow, what a mess. Yeah, they don't love each other. There is no brotherhood amongst the blacks. People will think, we need to do identity politics. And it's fine to do that on some level, right? But if you're spiritually thinking that this is your identity and you are brothers with all these people, and you start taking sides above what's right, you start taking sides with your race or your ethnicity or your physical identity above what's right, then you're blind, and you're never gonna get along with anybody. People don't get along with each other.
As the great Honorable Jesse Peterson said, no man is good.
Right. And they do not love each other. It's based on hatred.
Yes. And to quote Jesse Jackson, when blacks kill whites, it's jail time. When whites kill blacks, it's prison time. When blacks kill blacks, it's Miller time.
Wow. Yeah. Because they get away with it so much more frequently than anybody else.
Yes.
Man, that's not good. Are you
those
black?
Pakistani-
Aren't you part black? Not to
Me?
dox you. Yeah. Are you black or are you white? I forget.
My
Or-
father is he's from Germany, but we're of Iranian descent,
Oh.
and my mother's Mexican.
Oh, wow. Okay. I don't know if I ever knew this.
Yeah.
Nice. What'd you think about the Iranian president dying in not a car crash, helicopter crash?
Oh.
Did you hear about that?
Oh, I do not believe that. I think it was more so he might have gotten. It was an F-35 that might have came out and got him.
Oh, you think it was some foreign military operation like Israel or America or something?
I would believe so. The thing is, those kind of incidences do not happen like that. For example, he had their Minister of Foreign Affairs with him.
Yeah.
And he was with. And typically when people are taken out like that, they don't go out in groups like that.
Interesting, man. You know, it's the same way that Kobe went down. Kobe died.
Yeah.
He was one of 9 who died in the Kobe Bryant, the basketball player. He died in a helicopter accident in like the dense fog, and they say weather may have had something to do with the Iranian presidents dying in a helicopter crash. Also one of 9, including, like you said, the foreign minister in Iran. But I don't know, man. He was traveling with them some way. Like that wasn't necessarily a conspiracy. What, he was tricked into that?
The next thing is like in that case, those guys don't have like student pilots or recently graduated pilots. They have
experienced pilots.
Veteran pilots flying them. So
same thing with Kobe though. Kobe's pilot. He was a 51-year-old Armenian, I think, family man, I thought, but he was a capable pilot. But it happens often, even among experienced pilots, that they lose their way in that fog. And I don't know if it was fog, and you may be right. It might have been some foul play that nobody really knows what, or some people aren't telling us what happened. But I don't know. I tend to think it was a legitimate accident. Like you'd be surprised how easy sometimes this stuff happens.
Or maybe he might have had a DEI hire to fix to do maintenance on the helicopter.
There's a lot of hatred towards him too, because they're trying to go liberal. The Iranian women are trying to become all feminist, right? It seems like to me, and he's clamping down on them and pushing morality laws, and so who knows what enemies he may have. I heard one man say that probably it wouldn't have made sense. I heard of one man saying it wouldn't have made sense for Israel to do it because he'll be replaced by somebody worse.
Well, those Israelis did take out like a whole team of their military guys in Damascus the other day. I think they took out 3 top guys over there, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah. And there was some conflict with Iran and Israel. But they had an excuse for that. They had an excuse that, this was in retaliation for something else. There's always an excuse. Anybody who lashes out has some justification. You know what I mean? Who knows, man? Who knows? But I'm surprised to hear you have this theory that he was taken out.
Yeah, I honestly think he was taken out, and those Iranians, they've always been well known for lying and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's their MO over there.
They're not the only ones who lie. So interesting. Well, we may never know, and it really doesn't concern us. I wish those Iranians well. And the Israelis, and shout out to the Palestinians.
Yeah.
Peace in the Middle East, or at least in your hearts. Maybe. Even that's a big if, huh?
Yeah, the thing is, like over there, I always thought that they're not ever supposed to have peace until the Messiah comes, right?
Yeah. Although, I think there's always supposed to be wars, and who knows if we're even reading that part of the Bible right, you know?
Yeah.
So, I say, hey, guys, just hold your horses. If you want to keep fighting, keep doing it, but keep it kind of under control until Trump gets back on in an office and establishes a little bit more order, because he's a man of strength, and men of strength bring a level of peace and order. And find a strong man who can, like, establish some order in your area. What a mess. Out of curiosity, before I let you go, make your point real fast, and then I have a quick question for you.
The thing is that the world's actually getting ready for the next Trump presidency. All of Europe's getting ready for it. The Middle East is getting ready for it.
In what way?
But Europe they're redoing all their military spending as Trump requested that they do.
Oh.
And the Middle East is compensating by not following any of the nonsense that Joe Biden wants them to do. They're doing their own thing, just waiting for this whole year to go by for Trump's eventual march back to the White House.
That's kind of encouraging if true, man. That's sort of encouraging if that's true. I don't know foreign policy at all. I don't really pay much attention at all to what's going on out there. I figure they can hash it out. It won't matter if I know or don't know. I know that Trump's the man for the job, and my vote doesn't even matter because I'm in California, you know?
Yeah. The thing is, we're looking at we might just be looking at 1972 all over again, where it's going to be a whole clean sweep. Not as much, but it's going to be a sweep, I believe.
What's 1972?
1972 was when President Richard Nixon won pretty much almost every state.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, take a look at that from 1972. It's crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah,
cool, man.
It was the largest electoral sweep in American history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's great talking with you. I forget what I was going to ask you, so call me again sometime, and we'll talk.
Think it real quick. Yeah. All right. Well, sounds good. You have a nice day there, Hank.
All right. You too, Len. Appreciate you, man.
Bye.
Bye. Guys, before I get back to calls, I will get back to you. We are past the top of the hour. It is Soul Junk Sunday on a Monday. Yesterday was Sunday, and I love Soul Junk, and you do too. This track is entitled Mercury, right? Mercury. I think it's from the 2002 album 1957. Could be wrong. Hope you enjoy it, you musical Philistines. It's Christian. It's rap. Be right back for the rest of hour 2. Hang tight.
Imposters get called on the carpet for swashbuckling with swordfish the size of tsunamis. My cordless expunges conundrums to sauce up your eardrums. Endorsed with the force of an orca. Your hero, the serum of sea serpents. Courses in vessels of semaphore, cipher and plasmatic more. Let these metaphors warn north as currents flow under. Set court martials back with half-masted retorts. Cause high seas is treasonous, Loch Ness believing us, leaving us no choice but to flow from the source.
Don't get mad at the machine, the machine is the robots only do what you tell them. And if you can't make them work for you, do you really have to work for them?
Lenses polarized, less than wise on either side, parading their ideologies like Ford versus Chevy, Coke versus Pepsi. Them against me, mass marketed, meaningless peas, leaving you fuming without energy, exhuming pointless identities. Republics mud wrestling, democracies tick battling fleas. How can parasites be so entertaining? Debugged and debraining, living life in deep freeze, cold morals and hot sleazy. The way it's pure cheese. Test these words and see nobody's truly free. Living two-dimensional is only degrees along a zero sum between squeeze and release.
And can't make them work for you. Do you really have to work for them? Isn't it fun? Isn't it kind of fun? Well, thank you guys for bearing with me through the beautiful music. Pardon me, boomers. Let me read some super chats, guys. Oh, my lord. There are so many super chats. And then we'll get back to calls. Okay, so Deus Intra, I mentioned this one, I think. Why not offer reparations for segregation and give reparations, but they have to move to California? This makes everyone happy. Blacks, come back to California. We are lost without you. We are starved for your attention. Don't move back to the South just because the illegals came back here and pushed you out. Come back to California. Come back to California, black people. Although if they get reparations and they have to move to California, then they're going to be priced out of their reparations. They're going to blow out their reparations on the property tax, etc. Thank you, Deus Intra, for your coffee. That's cool. Popcorn's Thump Keg has bought a coffee on buymeacoffee.com/the Hake Report. Why is it that you use the term normal whites when reacting to news stories or caller commentary related to something a white person does that may be negative? You pull out the magnifying glass, the monocle, the spectacle, and ask, were they normal white? But when the statistics about successful white people are mentioned, or you talk about common experience with white people, i.e. the positive stuff, you don't know or delve into trying to figure out whether they were normal whites, quote unquote. My point is that when it's something positive concerning whites, you just say white people. Never mind whether they are normal whites. But when it's negative, then magnifying glass comes out, is that a normal white? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You caught me. You caught on. Yes, and I shamelessly do that. Popcorn's Thump Keg. It's sort of a shtick, but yes, I do that. And I acknowledge it without explanation. Lastly, Krishan, as in Krishan the Dawn, strikes me as a person with identity issues. So says Popcorn's Thump Keg. What's identity issues? What does that mean? He goes on. He sits between black and white, but never says we. It's always they. The whites, they. Sometimes he'll say the whites, we. And he's no longer so black because he's no longer liberal, right? He says black and white is liberal and conservative, basically. That's not necessarily racial. It's always they, never we. You'd consider him a light-skinned black, though, says Popcorn's Thump Keg, because you never use the term dark-skinned white. I know, Sean, the producer, soon-to-be former graduated, retired producer, check out Church with Jesse Lee Peterson. Sean took the stage for 20 minutes or so. He encourages the term dark-skinned white. But I don't even know what Mark-Crishaun is. He told me he's like part Jamaican, which is not normal black. It's Jamaican black. They're a little bit different. He's part white, I think. He's part Asian, I think, or something like that. So, you may distantly be right, but I think he doesn't have so-called identity issues, because everybody has identity issues. If you think you have an identity in blackness or whiteness beyond this, I mean, I get that in this life you're gonna be black for all your life, or you'll be white for all your life, your physical life. But in the kingdom of heaven, you're no longer black or white, because you've left your body, right? Or maybe you're given a new heavenly black body or heavenly white body. One never knows. But it's more like I was trying to establish or make the point with Krishan the Dawn, my Thursday guest last Thursday, the 16th, that it's sort of a white thing. It's more common among the whites, let's say, to judge by character and not by the outer, by the race. And then the race is commonly affiliated with different characters. And so that's why they kept them separated, because they start to join their team. They almost always start to join their team. And so when MLK said, "Oh, I dream of a time when people would be judged by character and not by the color of their skin, but the content of their character," that was just as much of a slap in the face as saying, "Hey, whites, Black Lives Matter." Because he's basically saying, "Hey, whites, judged by character. We already were. We already are. You're the one being the communist liar, accusing others of being what you are. Team Black." So no, I don't think Krishan, I don't know, he may deep down, but that's his issue. That's like, why even worry about that if he has his issue? You check yourself. That's akin to speculating, oh, does Mark the caller want another such and such a cost? Like, what does it even matter what he thinks? Why are you even speculating what somebody else thinks deep down in their heart? He's pretty open about what he thinks. Krishan is pretty open about what he thinks. Mark is fairly open, although he has to self-censor for the sake of the channel. It's a demonic trick of the devil to be concerning yourself with what somebody else is thinking. It was a great call toward the end of the Jesse Lee Peterson show today. This guy said that he would walk into a workplace and feel like everybody's judging him. He happened to be black, and a lot of blacks fall into this, but everybody falls into this, thinking that you know what somebody else is thinking based on a look that they give you. And you have no idea what they're actually thinking. Because sometimes they just have a crazy face, like they have crazy eyes or whatever. And it's not even your concern. You're going to mess up your own self being concerned about that. You're going to have one of those, what the world calls self-fulfilling prophecies. That's when you think that this racism thing is real, or you think that somebody's against you, and you turn them against you by acting it out, by being in your mind about it. I think it's wise that Krishan doesn't really identify with any of that stuff, because we should be on what's right. It's right to be for what's right, and it's right to be for what's right. And so he says that the whites are forsaking their culture of loving what's right by loving what's white. And that's not right. Thank you, Popcorn Stump Cake. Very interesting coffees, as always. Emma bought a coffee on Friday after I canceled my show saying, hope all is well. Yes, all is well. Thank you, Emma. And there are other coffees that have come in, but I'm going to have to put those aside for the moment and get back to calls. Steven in Maryland is on the line. Steven, thank you for calling and holding there. What is up?
You know what's up. I want to talk to you about that half-breed that was on your show just about 5 minutes ago.
Who, Len?
You know what a half-breed is? That half-breed that was half Mexican and half European? That's a half-breed.
Wow,
So he can't say
I
nothing
disavow. I disavow. That's
What is it?
that's not very polite.
It is polite to me because what he said about me is ridiculous.
He didn't even talk about you.
Yes, he did. I'm black.
Did he talk about all blacks?
He didn't say all blacks. He didn't say most blacks either.
He didn't have
He
to
just
say
said
either
black.
one. If you
He
just
said
say
black.
blacks, you're just making a general statement. It doesn't necessarily apply to all.
That applies to all. If you say blacks, you should say some blacks.
No, you don't know math and you don't know English. When you say
I know
blacks,
him.
when you
I
say
know very well about it.
no, you don't understand what you're
It's not
talking
one
about.
of them dumb Negroes you think you like Jesse Peterson. I'm not dumb like you.
But you should be dumb. You should be dumber than you be smarter.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
God
that's
damn.
right. But anyway,
That really-
let's
that-
hear what
that
you
really
think
makes
that
sense.
Len was saying about you.
That really makes sense. That really makes sense.
Thank
what
you.
just said. Yeah, okay. But going, another thing.
What did Len say about you?
What did he say about Zimbabwe? There's number of tribes over there fighting each other all day.
Yeah.
What do you call French? The French, the English, and the Spanish. What was they doing?
They're fighting amongst each other too. Those are
That's
individual
right.
countries, but those are not. Those are
The same thing.
whatever.
Just countries. Frenchmen.
Oh, okay. So you just want to say white people do it too, and that makes you
That's
feel
right.
better.
That's the same thing.
So that makes it
Like-
makes it
like
good.
you had-
Does that make
you
it
had
good for
northern men-
Are you really comparing Zimbabwe's level of dysfunction to that of Europe?
Yes.
Interesting.
Same thing.
Interesting.
Same thing.
And Europe is a mess too. I don't take that away from you.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And you're
Now-
87, right?
Yes, sir.
Nice. Whoa.
Yes, sir. I've been here a long time. I've seen a lot of things.
Nice.
Whole lot of things. Plus, my father went to what the Germans in World War II.
I'm catching up to you, by the way.
He came back. No, you're not. You know, halfway. You just halfway.
I'm almost halfway.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
turning.
halfway.
I'm turning 43 in July, and then I'll be
That's what I
like.
said.
I'll be like.
Halfway.
I'll be like
I'm
43 and
twice
a half.
as old as you.
Yeah, once
Twice as old as you. Twice.
more than twice, but pretty soon you'll be less than twice as old as me. So I am catching
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you never actually catch up to actually, but I am twice your age right now.
Nice. Yep.
But going back to the tribes fighting, how about the North tribe and the South tribe fighting? You guys lost 900,000 then.
I thought it was 600,000, but that's a lot either
No,
way.
it was 900,000. Again, you got to read. You got to read. That's the dangerous thing about black people that you guys worry about. We can read now.
But I look it up on Daddy Google or Uncle Google, this totally useless website, hat tip to Anchor Baby. And
Google.
it says that altogether over 600,000 died in the conflict of the Civil War.
Well, it's a conflict now. It wasn't a war.
Oh, well, 600,000, not 900,000, according to them.
Well, I read in the book some time ago, back in the 50s, when I came out of high school.
Joyce, your fellow black, is in the chat saying, Hake, you better have some white babies before you dry up.
White
Nice.
babies, why? Got too many of them now.
Now, that's just cold-hearted. What are you, Black Hitler?
I'm talking like you guys talking. No, Black Hitler wanted white people. He killed white people too.
Yeah, he did.
6 million of them. And guess what? They're
That's
in
what they
your
said.
Party.
Maybe
They're
more
in
than
your
that.
Party.
Huh?
They're in your party too. Come
Right.
on, think of it.
Yep, true.
Neo-Nazis, plenty of them.
Oh, yeah.
How many guys you going to kill tomorrow? Are you Jewish?
Not necessarily.
Either you are or you aren't. Which one are you?
No, not by blood that I know of.
Oh, okay.
Do I
Well, you
look
face
Jewish?
that.
You look for this side of my face, do I look Jewish?
I never seen your face.
Or this side of my face, do I look Jewish? I think I got a crooked nose. Maybe I am part. Anyway.
You got big ears too? But those guys have elephant ears.
Whoa.
Big ears.
They're responsible for the civil rights movement. You better bow down.
Oh, what I got to bow down for?
Whatever.
Well, God given rights to have civil rights, right?
If you want to say that.
It's true.
God, Satan, the devil,
think-
Satan, the
you
god
don't
of this
think God
world.
give everybody's supposed to be equal on this planet?
No,
No? Why?
no, because that's just a devilish notion. Equality.
Oh, okay.
There's no
So
real
some are
such
better
thing as
than
that.
Other people?
Say again.
So some people are better than other people?
At different things, yeah.
I didn't say that. I'm just talking.
Okay, yeah. Nobody. No, I agree
you.
with you. Nobody's better than anybody.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I got one in, right? You
Yeah.
right one time.
Yep.
One time in your life, you're right. Write this down now. What's the date? May the 20th? I was right for once.
Right on.
You got it on your calendar? All right, put that down.
Yep.
Outside, you try to be a good guy, but you really, you got that little irk thing. You try to play hard like Jeff Peterson. Hey, look, I just want to ask you, did you guys ever figure out what that Ron, you remember Ron, what's his name, Ron Ra?
Ron Paul?
No, Ron Ra. He was an anthropologist, atheist.
Oh. Because he said
men are apes.
Yeah,
Did you
he
ever
said
figure that one out?
human beings are apes. And then JLP
did you ever
asked him,
say
have
that?
you ever seen an ape turn into a human? And this Aron Ra, or whatever his name is, he said, have you ever seen a cat turn into a feline? Or have you ever seen a crow
giving
turn
you
into a
examples.
bird? Have you ever
Yeah,
seen?
he was giving you examples.
Yeah,
What
he was
saying.
trying to mock JLP based on his question because he was saying humans are already apes. They don't have to turn into apes because they're already apes, according to him.
He didn't say they turn into apes. He said they are apes.
Yeah.
But Jesse Lee couldn't.
So are
pick
you
that
calling
up.
yourself an ape?
I said I'm a member of the ape family.
So are you calling black people apes?
White people too.
I disavow. I disavow. I believe in God. God made us. And maybe he made us apes, but I don't care.
Didn't he make the apes too?
We got to play Matilda the gorilla.
Matilda the gorilla.
It's a great song.
Yeah, right. But didn't he make the apes also?
God made the apes, yes.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. So why you say that? Because she was made by God.
I'm just playing around. I don't care about the evolution question. Yeah.
Right. Not evolution.
I don't know.
We didn't evolve from apes. I don't think.
Oh, we did not?
If we evolved from apes, how come apes still here?
Oh, because, we split off. Like, people split, different groups split off. I don't have a problem with them still being here, whatever. It could be, it could not be. I don't know. I don't care. Isn't that fair?
No, that's not fair.
Oh.
But getting back, did you guys ever understand that? Getting back to the ape thing.
Oh, I understood what was going on. I don't know if I grasped the depths of what was going on, because JLP's deeper than these shallow science people.
No, Jesse Peterson is stupid.
But in a good way.
No, ain't no such thing as a good way.
Okay,
He's stupid. That's terrible.
yeah, I mean, there's some...
Hey, look, you can't help being dumb.
Right.
You can help being stupid.
All right, well, this is above my... This vernacular is... I don't know, I don't understand this jargon.
You don't understand the jargon. You don't know the difference between dumb and stupid.
Dumb means you can't talk. Stupid means foolish.
That means you can't help it, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay, all right. I'll go with that. I understand.
Stupid, you act stupid.
Yeah.
Say stupid things.
Nice,
There's
man.
the difference. That's your lesson. That's another lesson. Write that down on your calendar.
So that you're referring to the Fallen State interview between JLP and Aron Ra or whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah, that's him. The
Yeah.
Fallen State. What they got to do with Fallen State?
That was on the Fallen State that interview took place.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's when it happened.
Well, it's nice talking with you, man.
I just want to know, did Jesse ever catch up on that? Did he ever figure that out?
I don't know, and maybe they don't. Maybe they never figured out whether they've seen an ape turn into a human.
Nobody said an ape turned into a human. They belong to the ape family.
I got to run, Stephen in Maryland. It's nice talking with you.
Okay, give Jesse that little tidbit when you see him next time.
Okay, I'll do my best.
All right. Okay.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Jaime in Minnesota on the line here. Jaime, thank you for calling and holding there, man. What's up?
Hey, how you doing, Hake?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well myself. Hey, I was listening to Mark when he was talking to Krishan the Don, and man, I think he makes some really good headway. I was able to understand where he's coming from with the Wick and Lake.
Interesting.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I sort of remember that call. It was an interesting call between Mark from Los Angeles and Krishan the Don on Thursday.
In that book that he recommended, I actually looked that up and I listened to it for a little while. I can understand where he's coming from a lot better.
Okay. Cool, man.
Well, so, I think maybe I was wrong calling Mark tricky.
Okay. Yeah, he never struck me as somebody trying to deceive. I do think of him as somebody every now and then he may be mistaken about something, or he may be angry and jump into the wrong conclusion. But he's not purposely deceptive.
Right. So I think maybe it was the anger that was throwing me off. That his anger and me reading that into
right on. Yeah.
Deception, not being able to trust him, but he made some really good points. So.
Nice.
But I wanted to talk about, that Sarah Palin, all the way back when she had said that there are some parts of Russia or some parts of Alaska that you can see Russia.
Is it true? She said that, huh?
Yeah. And there was a skit, like a comedy skit, where they said, you can see Russia from my house. She didn't really say that.
Right. There was somebody who was playing her for like Saturday Night Live or something, who was pretending to be her. And it was just a funny thing, and now people think that she actually said that.
Right. But they say that Russians actually came to that Canadian area way back when, so there were white people in the Americas, the topmost part of Americas.
Oh.
And they got the pelts and stuff, and so there probably were white people already here in the Americas.
Interesting. Are Russians normal whites, though? Those are not normal whites.
Well, they look white to me.
Yeah. But they're kind of Asiatic. They're kind of part Asian or something.
Really? Like Chinese?
Oftentimes, a little bit, yeah. And they're like inhuman in how they treat people. Like they're so brutal because they live in that brutal cold weather. And then they're also part Asian, and these Asians are just brutal to one another sometimes. I heard.
Really?
Yeah, like Japanese. The Japanese were brutal to the Chinese, I heard, during World War II. Just R-wording the women and just terrible things, I heard. But I guess that's human nature, huh? Human nature is evil and brutal. So.
Yeah. And Zimbabwe, the reason why they had the $1 million bill or whatever, Zimbabwe dollar bill, is hyperinflation.
Yeah.
They got hyperinflation because of corruption in the government, and they kept printing bills for imports, getting imports, food and things like this.
Yeah.
And then building up their military.
Uh-huh.
So the inflation that we have in the U.S. is nothing. It is nothing. This is nothing compared to that.
Okay. Interesting.
It's much better, the inflation that we got.
Well, if
Which kinda
blacks
tells
were
you
to
about
run America, then maybe that would be happening already.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. It's already kind of getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, thank you for the nice little bit of education on that.
All right.
It's good to hear from you,
Yeah.
Jaime.
Yep. You have a good day. Bye.
You too. Bye. Joe in Phoenix, Arizona. Been on hold forever. Joe in Phoenix, thank you for calling and holding there, man. How you doing?
Doing great. It's a wonderful day here. I'm out here, got some new horse stalls installed, out here with the horses and the goats and the dogs. Having a wonderful morning.
Yeah, it's 83 out in the Phoenix area. That's not too shabby.
Not too bad at all. So, the Trump case is moving right along. They're having closing arguments this week.
That has to do
And
with
we-
the so-called hush money thing, the extortion payment thing?
Not extortion, but hush money campaign finance violations, yeah.
Okay. We'll see what happens. That's the one with the rat, Michael Cohen, right?
He was on stage. I wouldn't call him a rat. I'd say he's a truthful witness, but yeah.
Oh, you call him a truthful witness. Wow.
Yeah. So we shall see what happens. We could have a verdict as soon as next week, but you never know. There's a lot of delays still.
Yeah. It oftentimes drags and drags and drags.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. So my regular case here, you got give you a name of yet another Himmler mindset, Gregory Case. Look up that hate crime and his son.
Spell the last name.
C-A-S-E.
C as in cat, A, S as in Sam, E as in elephant.
Correct.
Okay, so that's another white on something hate crime
Yeah, it's funny how I have so many, don't I? Maybe there's
from
enough
2022. From
And that
2022.
last caller, you're
Uh,
completely wrong. Mark is absolutely deceptive.
2 Mississippi men been charged with attempted murder. DeMonterio Gibson, 24-year-old Mississippi man, escaped a racially motivated attempted murder. And then 2 white men suspected of ambushing him. Gregory Case, age 57, and Brandon Case, age 35, father and son, charged with the attempted murder of Gibson way back in 2022. Interesting. So
Way
you have,
back 2
so
years.
what are you, so,
Way back?
yeah, I mean, it's a little while ago, you know? I mean, it does take a while to hear about stuff like this. But, yeah, why do you think that the whites are hating the blacks?
Well, first of all, it's not the whites. It's people with the Himmler mindset.
Is that a lamb? Little lamb?
Hold on, let me get away from the goats here.
Oh, little goat.
Oh, sorry, guys. You're done being fed. Sorry.
So we're separating the sheep from the goats.
Yeah.
Why do they hate? Why do the whites who hate blacks? Why do they hate the blacks?
The Himmler mindset. Well, it's all about 2045 coming down the line here. That's what it is.
So
Fear,
they're responding to the
hatred.
hatred of the whites.
Hatred. I don't know what you're talking about there, but
Yeah, 2045 is a reference to whites becoming a minority, right? There's an attack.
demographic changes.
There
yeah.
is an attack on the white countries, if you will, at least in the perception of many people, many sensible people.
People with the Himmler mindset, sure.
No, there's normal people who can see an attack upon whites. You don't see that there's an attack on whites and a hatred towards whites?
No, we disagree on that totally.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you're
But
blind on that
there's
issue.
one thing that I'd say you're blind. One
Okay.
thing that Christian said that made sense last week. You got Himmler to admit that he is absolutely powerless. Because Himmler was trying to beat that dead horse of that one belt attack in New York that he keeps referencing. And Christian asked him, well, what are you going to do about it? He said, there's nothing I can do. I'm in California.
Right.
That's right, Himmler. You are powerless. The world has rejected your mindset. The world has rejected everything to do with you neo-Nazis. Your time is up. You're done. 2045 is coming. Genetic editing is already here. So you're done, Himmler. Your time is up. And even the Stephen Kings of the world, who were, Nerf Nazis in Congress, look what happened to him. In 90% Iowa.
Stephen King?
He got, Stephen King, 90% white Iowa, he got voted out.
Yeah, Congressman Steve King, he had hateful rhetoric in your dark mind?
Nope, in any reasonable person's mind, yes.
I'm a reasonable person, and in my mind, Congressman...
You're far from reasonable.
Congressman Steve King he's not even into the white thing, really. He was just talking about...
Oh, my gosh, he absolutely is.
No, he was just talking about... And he's Catholic, by the way. But he was talking about Western civilization. And there was a pretense... This is part of the attack on whites. There's a pretense that he was supporting white supremacy. And so the rhinos, they primaried him. So, I mean, as we all knew, Joe in Phoenix is on the side of the establishment, of the side of the rhinos, on the side of the Democrats and rhinos establishment against white people who just speak normal truth.
Get all your lies in. Go ahead.
All right. I got it in.
Mm-hmm. All right, good.
Real fast.
As long as you admit that they're lies and shots, go ahead. That's fine.
I got to run, Joe.
Lynn. Yep. Lastly, Lynn, if you want to know how black people did in World War II, look up the 777 Tank Battalion. That's how World War II would have been with black people in charge.
Lord. All right, Joe in Phoenix, you have all of your cherry-picked hate crimes, cherry-picked attacks upon whites, and you pretend like you're not attacking the whites. And now you have your cherry-picked success story of black people. What a mess.
I think I figured out why I listen to your show so much. The ignorance is just overwhelming from you, your callers, and anything regarding your show. It's amazing. So
nice.
I enjoy setting the record straight. So have a good day. Talk again. Bye.
Bye. It wasn't that nice hearing his goats bleeding. Meh. Justin in Fullerton, California is on the line here. Justin, thank you for calling and holding there, man. What's up?
Oh, hey, what's up? I was just wanting to call in about the...
Come closer to your phone. You're coming in muffled there, buddy.
Can you hear me better now?
I hear you louder.
Yeah, I got to get a better phone.
Uh-huh.
But I was thinking today's a good day because the president of Iran just got,
he died.
To go out of this planet. Yeah. So
you think that's good?
Very good. He got his promotion he wanted.
He went to heaven with the 72 virgins or whatever? He wasn't one of those type of guys, was he?
Yes. The Aryan people in Iran, yeah, that's what they are pretty much all about. Right?
I mean, they are the Iranian, they are the Republic, right? The Muslim, aren't they some Muslim thing? Anyway.
Well,
the Islamic Republic, the IR, right? Iran. Go ahead.
Yeah, like they're the one that created Hamastan, like the Hamas people of Palestine.
They did? I thought that was Netanyahu funded Hamas.
No, Hamas is like a organization that the Iranian country loves. And they use them as like...
Yeah, they support... ISIS. Yeah, they say that they support Hamas, Hezbollah, maybe the Houthis, or some other people. Something like that. They're kind of like surrogates.
America, anyone that's against Israel.
So you think that's a good thing that he died?
Yeah, because then the war will end. And, when
you think so?
Bloodshed on like a righteous kill, like Trump did with Soleimani.
Right.
And the CIA did.
Wait.
That was a good thing.
It might have been. I like Trump. I don't know if that was good or bad. I tend to assume that it was a good thing, but I don't know. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. It might have been Trump's job to do it. Might have been on Trump to do that. But I don't know. You think this Iranian president, what was his last name? You think this Iranian president was offed? Raisi. R-A-I. Ibrahim Raisi. You think he was offed by America or Israel or something? Or you think it was just an accident?
Well, it's still new right now, but it appears that the International Criminal Court, the ICC, is not pleased with the United States leadership because they don't think that Benjamin Netanyahu, did anything wrong. So they are unified with Israel, our government.
Our government is unified with Israel right now, and so the ICC doesn't like America right now because the ICC is entertaining the notion that, at the behest, by the way, of evil South Africa, I would say that, side note, everybody's evil, that Israel is doing an genocide, and America's like, no, it's not a genocide. What a mess.
So I think that maybe not the war is going to end right now, but the post-war news will start kicking in gear. People will think about the end of the war. In America, like in Irvine and Los Angeles, we're not going to have rioters anymore because they're not going to be funded, all the terrorist cells that are in the United States universities, they can't be funded through Hamas to do what they've been doing. So you're going to see a drop. You're going to see a lot more peace because of that.
I've heard that the protests have already kind of petered out. People have sort of run out of energy to a point. They're kind of lessened, started diminishing already.
Because there's funding and the money. Where's that coming from? So it comes from
Soros.
Source.
George Soros. Now I don't know. Everybody's always going to be filled with hate. It's kind of like people fantasizing about offing the German man who was running Germany back in World War II. If you offed the German man who was running World War II, you think you're going to solve hatred and the world's problems? No, because everybody has hatred and is evil and is warlike. But it's an interesting theory. Time may tell whether that's going to happen or not. We'll see.
Well, all I know is that Trump was definitely good at keeping us out of wars, and so if we needed to have strategic strikes on people that are doing, worldwide instability, then go ahead, take them out. If it's God's will, it's God's will.
Interesting, man. I had not heard this before. I haven't heard much though.
And it's amazing because the Israeli people or Jewish, whatever people, have finally got their day against the Aryans, the Iranians.
Why do you keep on calling them Aryans? Were they Aryans?
So Alexander the Great, you may recall, went through India, and as he went up through Iran, modern-day Iran, that's where you get the Iranian people that are part European from Alexander the Great and part Indian. So the Aryans were protected during World War II by Hitler because he didn't think that those people were to be touched. Right.
Okay. Huh. Nice, man. It's good to hear from you, Justin and Fullerton. Appreciate you, man.
Good to hear from you, too.
All right.
Have a good rest of your day.
Good luck getting a new phone, man.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, you got me good with that click. Artie Art from Ohio on the line. Oh! Art is not there. Super chatters, I'm going to have to get to your super chats tomorrow. Rick in Hampton, Virginia on the line here. Rick, thank you for calling, man. What's up?
Man, my brother James, man. What's going on, man? Love you guys, man.
Just hanging out.
I got a dose of bad news today, man. I hate that Sean's leaving, man.
Oh, yeah. Sean.
Man.
Sean's last week here on the Jesse Lee Peterson show as producer. Yeah, he was a great addition.
Man, I tell you, I miss him, his demeanor and everything, man. And like he just brought a lot to the team, man. I mean, he said he'd be calling in, though, but he probably come to the church services most likely. But man, I'm gonna really miss him answering the phone, being patient with me.
I don't know if he's gonna be coming to church because I don't think he even wants to be around L.A. at all much.
Hey. I don't see to be honest, James.
He may be calling into the shows. He may be calling into the shows from New Jersey or wherever he's going, back east.
Wow, if he go to Jersey, might as well stay in L.A. with they high taxes in Jersey.
We'll see. He'll be my New Jersey correspondent.
Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna wish him definitely the best, man, for sure. Sean was a good addition, and I'm gonna miss him.
Yeah.
And what I want to comment on too, real fast. You heard about the Marjorie Taylor, the Jasmine Crockett, and the AOC?
Yeah, I've heard of that mess. So there's three women in Congress fighting one another, getting all puffed up on their egos, and acting out.
Yeah, exactly. It was based on their egos, though. Because first, when Jasmine Crockett started, because Marjorie Taylor said something, and then here come Jasmine. Do you know what this is? That's the way she sounded, like she was insulting Marjorie's intelligence. And so that when Marjorie Taylor said, maybe you can't see them with those fake eyelashes you have.
Right.
And then here comes AOC. Only thing if she had just stayed her tail out, it probably would have stopped right there. But she added fuel to the fire. I demand you apologize right now.
I know. She didn't need to be acting that way. It's ridiculous.
She didn't. She didn't have nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
She should have kept her mouth shut. And now, only thing she did was add another person to it and add flammable fuel to the situation. That's the only thing she did.
So true. Yeah. It's a mess.
And you got all these liberal shows. They come up there and say, oh, did y'all see, boy, that Jasmine Crockett handled her. But no one looking at it. Y'all got the world looking at the government of the United States of America. And it seems like the more black politicians come into Congress, the more ghetto it gets. And it's sad to say. It's like you get a whole bunch of blacks somewhere, man, it slowly will degrade.
It's so true, man. Like, they don't hold themselves to a high level of excellence. And even the ones who are like well-behaved and educated, so-called, they're not excellent either. They're deluded, and they're still full of hate too. They may not be as violent or whatever or uncouth, but they're still evil. So it's a mess.
Yeah, and they from the streets, and they bring jabs and started cussing on. That wasn't need for her to cuss. Now, however, Marjorie Taylor shouldn't have said what she said either.
Right, I agree, man.
That wasn't right. That wasn't right either.
Yeah, we got to get these women out. Get out of there, women.
You know.
I got to wrap it up, Rick. It's good talking with you, man.
Oh, man, okay. Likewise, man. We love you guys, man. And I'm going to say it every day to Sean Lee. I wish Sean the best, man. I really enjoyed. How long was Sean with the show? About 2 years?
I got to run, man. Take care. Here is Matilda the Gorilla. Monday. Adios, America. Take care. Sorry about that, Rick. I was a hard out.
I had a pet gorilla, and her name, she was a Matilda. Matilda loved to sing songs every day, and this is what Matilda the gorilla would say. Ooh, 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 ah, ah, ah. Ooh, 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 ah, ah, ah. Ooh, 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 ah, ah, ah. Ooh, 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 ah, ah, ah.
Yes.
So we'd go strolling through the park. You know the people would laugh and the dogs would bark. They never understood a word Matilda would sing, but Matilda was a doing her gorilla thing. Ooh, 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 ah, ah, ah. Ooh, 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 ah, ah, ah. Ooh, 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 ah, ah, ah. Ooh, 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 ah, ah, ah.
We cut the collar off for this? Yes. We gotta end.
The circus man came along and he said, Matilda, I know where you belong. We'll put you in the circus to sing your songs, and we'll be monkeying around all day long. Ooh, 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 ah, ah, ah. Ooh, 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 ah, ah, ah. Ooh, 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 ah, ah, ah. Ooh, 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 ah, ah, ah.
Everybody.
So Matilda was as happy as can be. She'd eat her bananas and swing from the trees. Now with the friends, you would see the singing Matilda family. Ooh, 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 ah, ah, ah.
chats tomorrow.
Everybody sing.
Nice. Adios, guys. Joelle Friday coming up next. It's a hard out. Joelle Friday TV. Bye.